Hello guys, let me just knock everything over to start the video. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be going over our sinking fund tracker for the month of February. And you guys, it was a wild month. We had some big expenses come out of our sinking funds this month. A lot of it we had prepared for, so it was money that we had purposefully set aside to be spent. But you know, it's always a hit. Whenever your sinking funds like really change a lot, yeah. Anyways, so we are going to go ahead and get started. And for those of you that are new here, we'll go ahead and count the sinking funds to make sure that everything is accurate. We'll also go ahead and transfer some of our sinking funds from my everyday sinking fund binders to the big purple binder that stays in my safe in my house. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna start with animals. So animals started with a balance of $15. Now animals tends to be a little bit of a revolving door sinking fund, and this month was no different. So we added $45. We spent $55, and if you can do quick math, you'll know that we ended with $5. So working out of our cheetah fund first. Oh, I forgot about our emergency fund. I still have to change that. So I want to move emergency fund up. I need to go ahead and do that. We're going to backtrack to emergency fund after animals. So animals does in fact have $5. We're going to take the $5 out of our cheetah print binder, and we are going to put it into our big purple binder with the animals sinking fund in it. Now, the reason that I do that is I do treat this big purple binder kind of as like our emergency fund for the important stuff. So like animals, you need an animals emergency fund because emergencies happen with your animals. I have livestock, and further than that, I have goats, and anybody who knows about goats knows that they like to hurt themselves constantly. So I need to work on a sinking or an emergency fund for our emergency fund for our animals. Oh my gosh. Birthdays isn't really an emergency fund, but it's a category that I like to break down. Car, you need an emergency fund for your car. Christmas is not an emergency fund, but I like to break it down. And then house, you need a house emergency fund. So those are the emergency funds that I transfer into this binder just to keep in the safe, so that way I don't have so much money on me at once. And yeah, that's what I like to do with that. So for emergency fund, I keep that in another binder that stays in our safe, but I don't show you guys that binder because it does have some personal information in it. It also houses my kids' savings, and I don't really like to share my kids' savings. That's just a personal preference. So for emergency fund, we always start each month with 0 because I like to track by the month what I'm saving towards my emergency fund rather than the full total, because I like to track my emergency fund by what I can save each year. Like I want to save $1,000 every single year for my emergency fund, which then goes into the bank. So that's what we're working on. So in February, we added $200 to our emergency fund, and we spent 0. So we ended with $200. Now, here's the thing with our emergency fund. It is getting kicked up a notch for a reason. We were only saving $20 a week. We have kicked it up to $200 or $50 a week. The reason being is there are some things happening potentially with my husband's job that we're not sure. We don't know if it's going to go through or not, but we would like to be prepared. So since we don't know and we can't guess what could or could not happen, we are still continuing to pay off debt because that will only help us in an emergency as well. But we're also going to kick up what we're sending to our emergency fund, so that way if the worst case scenario does happen, we're still good to go. So for this year, we have saved $100, $200, $300, $50, $60 towards our emergency fund. So that's great. We're on a very good track with that so far. Like I said, originally the goal was $1,000. Now the goal is up in flames because we just want to save as much as we can. If there's ever a week that I can add $100 to our emergency fund, I'm going to, because like I said, we just don't know what's going to happen. So I like to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. If you guys know, you know. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, birthdays. This is one that comes out and goes into our purple sinking fund binder. We did start the month with $37 saved, which got added to the binder last month. This month, we added $45. We spent $0 because we had no birthdays. So we should have a total of $82. Now my total is going to be a little wonky because we're only going to count what I added this month. So 20, 40, 45, which is correct. And then we're going to go into my purple binder. The way I do my sinking funds is probably so confusing to some people, but it makes sense to me, and it's the safest way that I can do it to keep money. So there are 5 people in my family, me, my husband, and 3 daughters. And so I like to break it up so that way I know exactly what I'm spending on each person, because each person gets a budget for their birthday. So yeah, July 7th is getting 20, so it now has 20, 40, 50. And then July 17th is getting the 25. So it now has 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, $75. So, which, that's not too bad. What do I budget for her birthday? $250 is what I budget for her birthday. And we're at $75. And we still have March, April, May, June. 4 more months to go. So I'm not mad at that. So that's what we do for birthdays. And then moving on to car. So car was one of those ones we spent some money out of. So car started with 100. We added to 40, and then we spent 330, which we actually spent a little bit more than that. If you're good at math, we do have $10 in our car. Yikes. We have $10 in our car sinking fund. $5, $10. And this is going into our big purple binder. And we did spend that money on 2 new tires for my car because it desperately needed 2 new tires, and we still need 2 more tires. So as you can see, I have tires, registration, oil changes, emergency fund, and deductible. Emergency fund and deductible are kind of on the back burner for right now because I have an oil change coming up, my registration is due this year, and I need 2 more tires. So we're going to put $5 into tires, and we're going to put $5 into registration because I always forget about my registration, and this year I paid it way late. I don't even know how I didn't get pulled over, you guys. My registration is due in July, and I paid it in September. Like, the fact that I didn't get a ticket is a miracle. So we're not doing that this year. So I need to start saving now. Christmas started with $1,740. We added $50 more this month. We spent $0, so we should have $1,790, but because this sinking fund gets moved over to Big Purple Binder, we should only have $50 to count. So 20, 40, 45, and 50, which that is great. And if we go into our Christmas sinking fund, we did put part of our tax return in here, so kids is completely funded. We're not adding any more to that. What do we have in tree? 20, 30, 35, 40. Let's do this. So 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. We didn't even pay that for our tree this year, so I'm gonna call tree done. And then stockings has 200. I do want to get that to 250, so I'll go ahead and finish that off. That will be great. So that's what Christmas is at, and this is why this purple binder stays in the safe at my house, because no one can steal my Christmas money. So there's that. So now we have a little normalcy in our sinking funds for a few minutes. Date night. Date night started February with $50. We added $45. We spent $70. And we should have an ending balance of 25. So, bam, 25. So, there's that. Family entertainment was another one that we spent. So, we started the month. Family entertainment had $1,170. We added $405. We spent $1,270, and we should be ending with $305. So every year for Valentine's Day, we take our girls to a very expensive steak restaurant, and we take them boots shopping. So that's where that money went this month. We will have another expensive family entertainment month next month, because both of my daughters show animals in the county fair. And so my husband and I take the week off of work, and we basically spend all week at the fair. And so that's what this 305 is going to go to. So 100, 200, 300, 5. When all is said and done, we will probably have like $700, I think, set aside for Fair Week. So yeah, that's what, that's just what happens. So, all right. I did have to spend some money out of family photos this month, which I was a little sad about, but I kind of forgot about chat books. So $25 is what we started with. We added $20. We spent $15 because my chatbook subscription is $13.99, and I swear by that subscription. I will never not have that subscription again in my life. So we are ending with $30. So $20.30. And that is going to do it for our cheetah print binder. So I get to put this one up. One less binder to hassle with, and into our black binder, starting with gifts here. We started the month with $40 in gifts. We added $40. We spent $15. So we should have $65. This will all be spent at the fair next week. So 50, 55, 60, 65. So there is that. All right, Health started off with $75. We added $40. We spent nothing, which I always like when I get to write that. And we ended with $115. So 50, 70, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, $115. Which is great. We do have an FSA card. So this is just in addition to what we have on our FSA card. So yeah. Next up is House. House started the month with $36. We added $50. We spent $59 and we ended the month with $27. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. And let's see. So typically I only add big bills to House. $150, but we do need to add an emergency fund to our emergency fund. So I think I'm going to add $20 from House into our emergency fund. So it has 150, 60, 65, 70. I'll just exchange the smaller bills for a 20 later, which means that our house sinking fund is only going to have $7 lonely dollars. 5, 6, 7. So there is that. That's also it for my big purple binder, so we won't need to pull that out anymore, which is great. Another binder down. Hygiene. We started hygiene with $25. We added $30. We spent $18. So we should have $37. 20, 30, 35, 36, $37. Perfect. Oops. All right. Next up, we have our kids sinking fund. This is a bit of a revolving fund as well, which I really need to get in check. We did start the month with $94. We added $300. We spent $318 and ended the month with $76. 50, 70, 75, $76. So there's that. All right, L3 started the month with $0. We added $180. We spent $180 and it's ending with 0. So there's that. All right, so other holidays. Oops. We started with $20. We added $35, which is what we have here, $20.35. We did not spend anything, and so we should be ending with a total of $55. And So New Year's is empty, Valentine's is empty, St. Patrick's Day does have that other $20, and then this $35 is actually going into Easter. So that'll be for my kids' Easter baskets. That's all for this binder. Alrighty, and then pantry. Pantry started the month with $50. We added $30. We spent $60, so we should have $20 left. So 10, 15, 20. Which that is accurate, which is great. Phones. We started February with $55. We added $30. We spent $0. So we should have $85. 50, 70, 80, 85. Accurate. Great. And then for truck, which is my husband's like personal sinking fund, he started February with $10. We added $40. He spent $50. So he is ending with $0. So now for our totals, we started February out with a total of $3,542. We did add $1,625 this month, which is a huge month for us. That's not normal at all. And we also spent $2,440, which is also not normal for us. And we're still ending February with $2,727, which is great because I really like to keep the total sum of our sinking funds above $2,500. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm really sorry if my sinking fund process is a little confusing for you guys. I've been using sinking funds for a really long time now, and I have changed up the way that I do them so much, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it this way or not. It's not confusing to me. I find it pretty simple. It's just a lot. So I don't know. My husband prefers that I keep money in our safe rather than carry it around, and I do understand that, and I don't need to carry things like our Christmas budget around. So I do that just for safety purposes, but we'll see. If you guys have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.